Going to do Huevos Rancheros this morning, and the way I like to do this is I like to separate my egg whites from my egg yolks, because I want to make sure the yolks don't overcook. So I like 2 eggs and 2 egg whites. So what we're going to do, going to crack open an egg here, nice and easy. And we're going to grab that piece of shell that just made it into the ramekin here. Provided I can get my fat fingers in there. And it just broke. Great. Okay. Best way to go and retrieve eggshell out of eggs, I've found, believe it or not, is to use eggshell. I know, kind of odd. Put this in here nice and gentle like. There we go. So here's what we're going to do. Alright, bonus footage. How to get tiny pieces of eggshell out of egg white. Come in here with a piece of eggshell. And we're just going to scoop that right out, because if you try to do this with your fingers, you will never get those. They continually run. I've got one more tiny little piece in here. So I grab this piece of eggshell. And come back here. Darn gravity. And as you can see, that actually wasn't too bad. You will chase that little bugger forever with your fingers. There you go. Piece of eggshell, just scoop it right back out. Okay. Broken eggshell search and recovery. That's how you do it. So we can do this again without dropping more eggshells in it. Okay. Red and white. All nice and separated. Come on, gravity, work with me. Come on. There we go. There it is. 3. I always like to keep all of the egg yolks in the onset of this, and I'll tell you why. 1, if I get a yolk that I think is going to break or does break, I've got backups. 2, it helps me keep count of how many eggs I've opened. Because I intend to do 2 eggs and 2 egg whites for myself, and I've had mornings where I've wound up with 6 eggs total. Okay. Alright, hands rinsed off. Now, what I do is I break up the egg white because there's actually a second membrane in there. So if we take this and just break it up a little bit, we'll get a nice even coverage on the bottom of the pan. I like to use a plastic fork for this because I'm using a glass ramekin. Get it all nice and broken up in there so we get a nice even coverage when we put it in the pan here in just a second. Okay. Now, as you can see, we've got our 4 yolks here, and they look pretty even. They all look nice and stable. I don't think any of the 4 will break when I put them in the pan, but I'm going to grab these because they have a little more white around them, and that's just protein right there. So, put these back in the fridge. I'll move you guys over here with me. Okay. Get the selfie stick in the right spot. Pan. Take a little bit of maple bacon grease here. This is a non-stick Calphalon pan, which actually works really well. So that right there, that's about all the bacon grease I'm going to need. because while the eggs will not stick to the pan, when you go to pull them out, they will drag just a little bit. This helps them slide out nice and easy. So, there we go. Nice even coverage. Okay, egg whites, then the egg yolks are going to go in. So we're going to pour the whites in like this. Nice even coverage on the bottom of the pan. A little bit of salt. Some pepper. I like a lot of pepper. Okay. Now, for Huevos Rancheros, typically you'll do tortillas, beans, eggs, ranchero sauce, cheese. I leave off the tortillas, just, well, because they're calories I don't specifically need. So, I've already got the ranchero sauce and the beans here that are warm in the microwave. We're just going to give them a little 30-second hit just to warm them up right before I pour them out. As far as the egg whites here, they're still nice and liquidy, so they're really raw. We've got a good solid white coverage on the bottom. The bottom layer has been cooked. We've given them about a 30-second head start. So now we're going to add the yolks. Just pour them in, set them right on the top like that. Discard the other two yolks, because these made it to the pan without breaking. And we'll just give that a couple of minutes here to finish cooking. Warm those egg yolks through. We'll do the beans and the ranchero sauce. You can see the whites are starting to firm up a little bit from the bottom to the top. Yep, those got a little ways to go here. Okay, as I jiggle it, you can see around the outer edge here, the pepper isn't jiggling like it is in the middle. So we've got a good ring around the edge, kind of like the outer crust of a pizza that's cooked. So what I like to do at this point is grab a lid for the pan. Get the right lid for the pan. That helps keep some of the heat in, helps cook it from the top down. Got to be real careful when you do this though, because those egg yolks, those will overcook in just 10 to 20 seconds. Once the whites firm up, the yolks are still nice and liquidy, and still have that nice jiggle to them. You got about 10 or 20 seconds, get it out of the pan off the heat before those yolks just, I mean, overcook and turn just hard. Now you can see if you can see through the clear pan, see the whites, they're not quite as liquidy, they're getting kind of that almost jello consistency. So putting the lid on really accelerates the heating process. And as the condensation collects on the lid, runs back down into the pan, re-evaporates, continues to heat the top of the eggs. Alright, I'm going to turn on the microwave here, heat up the beans and ranchero sauce for a quick 30-second burst. Yep, because these are going to be done here in just the next 30 to 60 seconds, it looks like. You don't want to walk away while these are in here. They will overcook on you in a heartbeat. Got to pay attention to them. Whites are getting nice and firm. You just got that little bit where the two yolks are touching and right where they come together. Right here, right where the two yolks come together. This little area right in here. That's what's still just a little loose. That'll firm up here in just a minute. Give those about another 20 seconds here and they'll be about ready to pull off. Also, you'll see the yolks starting to turn white on top like they are right here. They're just starting to turn just a little bit white on top. So I'm going to shut the heat off. Go ahead and get the beans out. Beans nice and flat on the plate. Okay. Alright. As you can see, they're still just a little jiggly. This little bit here that's actually pretty firm. Normally the ranchero sauce will finish cooking that off for you. And as long as these have been in here, the bottoms of them, they're just going to be a little brown because they've been in here for a while, because there's 4 egg whites and only 2 yolks. There we go. Get them out on the plate just like that. Ranchero sauce around the edges, nice and careful so not to break the yolks with it. Cheese on it. And there you go. Huevos Rancheros.